So recently this area has come to our attention. It's an area where we believe there's probably some caves. The question is, how big are they? So we're going to have a little walk around today, Jeff and I, and we're going to follow around and see if we can find some caves, or at least some sinkholes that we can excavate and hopefully open up some caves. So just a little further up that way, up there we saw a stream crossing the road in a deep gully, and just by the characteristics of the area kind of suggests, well, it's cutting down towards the bedrock, which is not far beneath. Again, it's a clayish soil, so we did a square around this particular plot of land we're in, and there's no sign of the stream coming out. So we're thinking, well, there's a good chance it's sinking somewhere in the middle of these fields, so we're looking for that spot. And this is really kind of a pretty sort of environment, or it is to me. It's all over the top of the of Hamilton Mountain, and the industry and development is large in the area. I'd almost say, you know, they're burying up a chunk of the landscape that needs to be preserved. That's how I feel about it. Just such a beautiful sunny day. Lovely cool breeze after yesterday. Just horrible yesterday, humid and hot and nasty. So it's the perfect day for a walk right now, out in this sort of karsty area. By the way, guys, just while I'm thinking about it here, I'm up at the Bancroft Jamboree on the 28th, 29th, 30th and 31st. I'm speaking each day at 1 o'clock. You just only have to ask, where's Michael Gordon speaking, when you're turning up. If anybody's wearing one of my Rockhound t-shirts, I will give you my book at $25, which is basically my cost. I will give you my book at $25 if you're wearing one of my Rockhound t-shirts, which you can get on my site, www.rockhoundbook.com. Starting to feel distinctly jungle-like here, following this stream, going deeper and deeper into the scrub and the grass. So part of what you do here, trying to see the orientation of the joints, as they call it. This is probably one of the joints here. So do they all line up? Are they different orientations? Kind of helps you maybe, you know, discover where the sinkholes are and things like that. Another one, same orientation. It's like 97, 98 degrees. So obviously that's the joint, the orientation of the joints in the area. Oftentimes like a tree line or just an odd tree sitting by itself, those often mark the areas where the joints are exposed. Trees, like large trees in particular, like to grow into the cracks when the soil is thin. So I've been checking around. Obviously we would be expecting to see joints following on about an orientation of about 100 degrees more or less in this area. Not finding anything different, so that's obviously back there, the low point. We're going to just have another poke at the hole here and just see if we can find something humanable. Fencing, sure sign of a sinkhole. I don't know why, but everywhere in this area fencing is stuffed into sinkholes. Guess the farmers used to do it. So Jeff's been basically clearing a little bit away while I was out rummaging, looking for further evidence of the exposed joints. So I'm going to just have a peek underneath here, see if we can get a couple of flash pictures of, you know, what the potential is for a cave dig. You know, if obviously a bedding plane is exposed about 5 feet down here, see what that looks like. Check this out. This is the typical kind of walls you'd see in the fissures in the Olmsted area, with the Olmsted caves near Nexus and what have you. And one of the really cool things, wafts of cold air coming out as the wind blows up top. So obviously it's unlikely to be a through passage of some type, but it may be leading on to some type of a cavity beyond that holds a certain volume of air that when the barometric pressure changes, maybe with the wind blowing, it wafts out or wafts in. Also looks like there's a bit of a soil pipe here, like a little bit lower down there's a soil pipe, and it gets a little wider, and if we open it up in this direction, I'm feeling quite optimistic of the potential for a cave dig here. Digging in narrow confines, we've discovered it's about 8 or 9 feet wide underneath the narrow joint that you're in near the surface. So we're just trying to open up enough that I can get down there and get a picture or two. And looking down straight ahead, it drops down about maybe 5-6 feet. I can feel the air pulling in here. So, I mean, yeah, the fissure itself is pretty sizable. It's been clogged with dirt and stuff, so we're going to try and open it up a bit. See. You can see stuff washed down from the surface.
There is kind of jamming, you can't see it.
He's laughing at me. claims I screamed like a girl. May be the case, but I swear I felt a rattlesnake on the bottom of my boot. Maybe I'm wrong. I will go back down in time, but I'm gonna have to dig it out. I'm not gonna wiggle here. Wider. I'd say wherever you want to make it wider, but I'm gonna have to recover from my scare. It's probably just nothing, but
Coon or something.
It could be. Who knows what it is? Just I'm scared of snakes. You know how I am. He's going down. I felt a rattlesnake on my boot. Just it felt like a vibration, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. A lot braver than me.
Sweating my gloves.
What?
Sweating on my gloves.
I didn't sweat in your gloves. So we're heading off. We're going to come back to the bucket next Sunday, make it a lot easier. Pretty optimistic. The tunnels are quite sizable. You know, you can see basically heading off in the direction where Jeff is standing. It's, you know, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 feet wide or so. Seems to be to that side of the actual joint in the riverbed. It's where the tunnel seems to run, so I don't know how far it goes, but it's worth following. That's what caving's about. That's what we're left with today. Cleared back all the wire and filth, and